Train by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
Mo.
What's up?
Mo
Get
B.
this cracking.
What's the B?
That's my last name is Bach.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, people can hear you.
Sweet.
Mo Bach.
Yes.
I love that. It makes sense that you deal with musicians then, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of a wild name like that, I guess, you know. And then M-O-B, I used to bartend and all that, and they used to just say Mo B, and it just kind of like fit.
I like that. It's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did you actually get into working with musicians?
It's just a love of hip hop, really, and music. And I'm up in the Chicago area, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I stream WWOZ and Drawful Radio and just Shazam, just like it all started.
Well, so for the people out there that don't know what WWOZ is, can you tell us?
Yeah, so it's a local radio station down here. Great. I mean, it's just a great resource for, they'll play shit like, be like, that was from 1937. And you're like, what? You know, it's just like,
yeah, good local music and stuff.
yeah, and it's a good resource. It's volunteer based, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's just like Guardian of the Groove right here, you know. So,
what is that?
Yeah, you just you donate. They have like pledge drives, I think like twice a year.
Guardian of the Groove, is that like one of the people on there or something?
That's so if you donate, that's what you what your name is. So isn't that cool? Kind of.
Yeah.
I feel all proud saying that sometimes.
So you're one of them?
Yeah.
Dope,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So I kind of forget that I live in New Orleans. So like, so when it comes to talking about WWOZ, it's like, it's one of the things that's always there.
Yeah.
You know, I take it for granted, I guess. And it's kind of cool that people from other places in the US, they're listening to these things and they're actually, you know, picking up artists and things from this.
Oh yeah. It's been a game changer. It's why I'm here right now. So.
I know. I'm glad you guys reached out to us too. The stuff you guys have been doing is freaking dope. Yeah. It was cool to meet all the guys this weekend and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Knox.
Yeah.
Knox killed it last night.
Dude, Knox is always good. Even though every time he comes on here, he's hungover as shit. Yeah.
He's a vibe though. He's just so chill.
He is, dude. He's like one of the chillest fucking guys ever.
Right.
All those guys are though. E.T.
Oh yeah, E.T. for sure.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a blessing to be down here around these highly creative people because it fuels me to get better too with the stuff that I do.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a inspiring circuit for real.
Yeah. The other guys, they had to leave town today though.
Yeah. They just changed their flight. They both have daughters and all this, so they had one was sick, not too bad, but you know, they just had to get home. So yeah. Yeah,
that's one of the things that I try to stay away from is making babies because I understand that that's a lot of
Same.
What's a lot of time and effort.
It's full time.
Yeah, so like Fiona, the film director that was just on, she has 2 kids, and I'm like, I can't imagine the schedule that you love because we were talking about relationships and stuff,
right?
And she was saying that she's been accused before of what do they call it? Oh my God, my brain's not working right now. She's been accused of being selfish with her time.
Yeah.
By, I guess, people she's in relationships with. And I said, that's crazy that you're being accused of this because I'm also being accused of this. I don't have kids. I don't have like all the other obligations she has, animals, things like this. So I think it's nuts.
Yeah. No, I've been accused of that as well, you know.
Well, I think anytime you're trying to do something that's outside of the box of the norm, you're going to be accused of that because it takes time and effort to grow those things, right?
Right.
And so like the stuff that you do, that's very outside of the norm.
Yeah.
The film stuff that Fiona and I do, that's outside of the norm too. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that it's going to take extra time and energy.
Right. And you have to like save that energy to make it, you know, you can't just overdo it. I try to just like be real intentional with my time. Like yesterday I hit up 4 events actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a cool day of venues, just like different venues.
Well, networking too, right?
Yeah. And it worked out like with the times for once. Usually it's like, what event do I pick down here? It's stressful almost.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible that you work the times out that way to get to all of them. Did you go to the Couches event?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. That was the same time as Eyes on the Prize last night.
Yeah. I saw you guys come in when you guys came to Eyes on the Prize. I was sitting outside.
So was I. I didn't see you.
Yeah, you and the gentleman that you came with, you walked past me.
Oh, Alfred. Oh, okay.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
okay.
Alfred Banks. What's up?
Yeah, no, there was a lot of cool people here last night. But yeah, I saw you guys. I didn't stay very late last night because of this. I try to be respectful to my guests and get a good night's rest.
Right. Yes. Me too. Usually that was out of the norm for me. I haven't been out that late in a long time. We went to 30 by 90 to see E.T.
Oh, after this?
Yeah.
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 ET puts on a good show.
Yeah. And that's different because that's all like tourists and dancing, bachelorette parties. So it's just a different vibe, a wild way to end the day.
Dude, every time I hear his fucking name now, all I can hear is E.T. Why you gotta be so nasty.
Oh,
it's
that's
so
such
catchy.
a jam.
Yeah.
I know. Yes.
Dude, all these guys down here, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So what else you got planned before you head back?
Just hanging with my girl Aisha Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
We have like our little ritual my last night and everything. We get firecrackers, shrimp, po' boys. Yes. So we're gonna do that. And
you got a place you go?
We just randomly hit it up. Parasols, is that what it is? Yeah. That was my first time. That was so good.
Yeah, parasols are delicious.
Yeah.
I don't get out much, but occasionally I'll manage to get out. I'm such like a homebody.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm either here or I'm at home.
Right.
And I don't need to tell too many people that because if someone wants to come and kill me one day, they're going to know right where I'm at. I'll be easy to find.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Yep. I'm usually in. I usually cook as much as I can, So yeah, it's different. I'm like excited to get back actually. That's the good thing. It's a good balance,
But the weather though, right?
Down here or up there?
I'm talking about up there.
It's about to get nasty.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
It's about to get an ET up there.
Right? I wish. No.
Yeah, I was in Chicago one time in January and I will never go back. I think I told you this the other night too. And you're like, you got to come back in the summer. Everyone tells me this, but I don't believe them.
It's the best. Summers down there are they're magical.
Do they kind of feel like this right now? Because the weather outside today feels pretty good.
It can get pretty hot there
Really?
actually too. And it's humid too because we got Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Wait, my tattoo.
Nice.
I reference this all the time. It's so helpful.
What is this one? Oh, that's the river
yeah,
down?
that's the river and that's New Orleans.
Oh, dude,
And
that's dope.
This me right up here. So
That's solid though. I like that.
Right? Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, the year that I was there, it was like in the negatives or something, and they were like, you can't stay outside for longer than this amount of time. And I'm like, who wants to live this way?
And you're like boogers freeze. It's the weirdest feeling where it's like, is this like affecting my brain too? It's frozen.
Well, so we were up there filming a movie too. And at one point I was on a rooftop and everyone else is bundled up, right? But I'm the lead character, so I got to look cool, right? So I had this trench coat on and it's just wearing a trench coat and a t-shirt and everyone else has all these bundles on and I'm just freezing my ass off. They're like, can you quit shaking? I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah, once you start, that's hard.
Yeah, like this is just a reaction here.
Right.
Yeah, so what all events did you cover yesterday?
So I went to a studio in the woods. That's out on the West Bank, way past English Turn. I've never been that far down there.
I've never been that far down there either.
Yeah, I guess it's it's in a swamp. There was like a real swamp. It was crazy.
The bugs bad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. I know. I was like, I tried to ignore them, but like the little ones just kept, yeah. But it was crucial. And you had a band and Shagadelic was on drums, Ryan Baptiste, and it was cool. And I don't know the two ladies. There was a lady on bass and then on keys. But I didn't catch their names.
Well, I love that you know that many people anyway, because you're saying names and I'm like, I don't know who these people are.
Oh, they're so like global warming.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know there was that many members. They're like deeper than Wu-Tang almost.
Global warming. Why does that sound familiar?
That's like Sleazy Easy.
Like I probably know some of their music.
Right. Crucial. I just met Kronos. He's in there too. I was like, oh, global warming. Okay, cool. Pell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that you're such a fan of it.
It's like the best hip hop ever because it's like a vibe. It's like poetry and like spiritual.
Well, I was listening to Truth's music.
Yeah,
Truth Universal. I mean, his music, it's got an old school vibe to it, but he's got a message. That's why I said like it'd be cool to actually talk to him because it sounds like he actually has, something to say.
Yeah, and he is super grassroots, and that's actually the show he used to run was Grassroots, and he had a daughter and everything, so kind of like he got out of it in like 2012, I think. But yeah, I just found an article about him and read it. And then he was in Milwaukee doing something similar. My client, David Lopez, he does Passion Park Experience. And it's a vibe. You just like pull up, he does Q&As, just kind of like helping people in the industry. It's a lot of people's first time they ever perform too, which is cool. Alfred Banks performed at Grassroots. That was his first time. So it's kind of like just full circle, just meeting everyone where I'm like, this is kismet. I love that shit. Just organic,
Yeah.
Like you can't can't make it up.
Yeah. I mean, are all these guys from here?
Yeah,
oh my
they
God,
all
I
are.
got to start getting them all through this thing then.
Right.
Yeah. I luckily stumbled across a rapper from the West Bank. I want to say his name is Mobo.
Mobo.
Yeah, Mobo's his name. And the reason I found him is because one of the guys who's like underneath him now, like one of his like I don't know, understudies, I guess you would say. He was walking by one day as I was setting up for the podcast. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm fixing to do a podcast." He's like, "Dude," he's like, "You mind if I come and get on the podcast and I'm gonna bring somebody with me?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." Like, I welcome anyone.
Right.
And luckily that day, Mo walked in and he sat down, and apparently he's like a hip hop legend on the West Bank too. And it's crazy that all these people are just around us, and you don't even know.
Right. Right. Unsuspecting.
Yeah. And he was actually able to tell me, or he was telling, I guess not me, but he was telling other artists, like younger artists, about how he went through his career in actually started a business plus while he was making his music.
Oh,
So a way to develop a lifestyle on top of continuing to do your art too. So it's a very, very cool conversation.
yeah, I like that. That's what I try to do with Mob Life. That's the brand. Mob, you can hear my accent when I say that.
Oh, I definitely hear your accent.
Right. It's heavy. But we actually did a show back on the Equinox in September at Buku Lounge.
Mhm.
And Proper English was there, and he's done stuff with Truth. So it was kind of like the generational thing. Like we had like the older and then like mid and then super young. It was just like it was a nice night. And ET was there. Knox pulled up, Rodo. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Dude, they got to start letting me know these things.
Right. I know. Yeah,
Son
that's
of
the thing. There's
bitches.
so many things going on.
There
here.
is. There's always stuff going on. That's another reason that that I stay home a lot. Just because it's almost, what is it? It's like choice overload or something. Choice paralysis, I think is what it's called.
Right.
Yeah,
I've even
there's
done
so
that
much going on.
down here where I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna go.
Well, the other night, my one of my favorite bands in the city was performing. Dana Ives, shouts out Dana Ives band.
Right.
They were, and I was basically, I got home and I was like, damn, do I really want to get out of the house again and go to? It's not even far either. It's like it was at the Howling Wolf.
Oh,
Do I want to drive down the road and go to the Howling Wolf? And I was like, damn it.
right. Yeah. Once you're in, that's like the hard part is
Mhm.
going back out. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yep. Yeah. So, what other events did you cover yesterday?
Oh yeah. So after that, then I went to Luna Fete in the Luna Lounge.
Mhm.
Sax Kicks Ave was playing, and Crucial again. He came through there, so it was cool.
Mhm.
But I know Alfred and their manager Tony Meredith. They manage Big Frida too, and a bunch of other people. I think Tank and the Bangers. Don't quote me, but yeah,
Mhm.
just lucky to be surrounded by.
Absolutely. Yeah. I used to bartend at the Ogden Museum of Art.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of those guys down there because they would bring those guys in to perform on Thursday nights when we would bartend. And it was just cool to hear all these people, legends, come in and play. And even Big Frida was there one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had her performing for, what was it? Some kind of event they had there. I can't remember, but it was incredible to see these things. And to be surrounded by, I think that's why I take it for granted, because I'm around it all the time,
Yeah.
And it's sad that I do that. Sometimes I got to take a step back. So it's nice to meet people like you that can bring the joy back into it for me,
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You too. It's a great venue here too. It was
thanks,
fun.
man.
It got pretty packed too.
Oh yeah, it was nice last night. It was a nice little Saturday night.
Yeah, that was the third event. So Eyes on the Prize. My client Rhymester puts that on. That's more his thing. It's national. He's just traveling nonstop. He was in Denver the day before. Yeah.
So let me try to. So basically, what they do is they'll take several musicians and kind of like put them in a tournament style battle, right?
Yeah, and then they vote by crowd.
Yeah. So one person will play their song, or they'll perform their song, and then another person will perform their song, and then they'll ask the crowd, who's better, and they'll let the crowd decide who won.
Right.
And then they'll move on to like the next tier of the tournament.
Right.
Yeah, and they do it through 3 tiers, and then the winner gets a prize.
Yeah, and he keeps it positive, which I think is important because things could go terribly wrong with competition sometimes.
He's so good too, man.
Yeah.
I was watching them perform.
Yeah.
Because they sprinkle other artists in there too to perform. Like it's why Knox was here last night. He was one of the local artists that was performing.
Yep.
But when Rhymester went up, man, it was like the energy they brought was awesome.
It was, yeah. And Nino, yeah, they're wild. Chicago, all the way. You can't get more Chicago.
No, it was a blessing to meet all you guys for sure.
Yeah, and he came on last minute. Really, he's like one of my newest clients. He performs with David a lot, and he just hopped on and like, I'm coming to New Orleans. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, because I felt kind of bad. It was just me and David, and then all New Orleans people, but so it was cool to have him there. And that's really the first time I saw him perform. But yeah, he brings it for sure.
Yeah. So like, where do you expect all this to go? Big picture. Where are we going with this?
That's a good question. It's all been happening so fast. Like I just really got started with this in April with David. And it started as just like a merch. I make candles. I do vendor fairs. I do hair. I kind of just do a bunch of a lot of stuff. Try to be a village. That's what I always say. Like where, the people, like we could start a village and be cool, like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I keep so much shit going on that I just kind of like enjoy the moment,
Yeah, I've tried like the 9 to 5. I'm just always hopping around and everything.
So I did that right out of college and I wanted to shoot myself in the face.
It's like Groundhog's Day. It's so bad. I hate it. I just hate it.
That's the creative mind. You can't box the creative mind in.
Calling in all the time. Like, oh, I just can't do it. Yeah. But
yeah, I had the easiest setup too, but I still couldn't make it work. I was like, this is not for me. I don't know how a human could do this and it's the craziest part about it is some of the guys that I started with at the job I was at are still there.
Yeah. People are amazing. I could never do 50 years.
Is that amazing or like,
it takes all kinds though,
Yeah, I guess if I had like kids and stuff, I would do that for them.
Right.
But I want to say that some of those guys didn't even have kids. I don't know. Maybe they're robots.
Or they just some people need that routine and everything. Like routine is like a horrible word for me. I try, but
we all have routines, right?
Yeah, but not like a strict.
Not like I hate being forced to do something.
Me too.
Okay, so if you tell me like I have to be this place at this time, then I'm like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, not gonna be there.
I'm actually on time down here. But at home, I'm fashionably late. That's what I call it.
Why do you think that is?
New Orleans time. I like the ish. Everyone puts ish after everything. And I love that because that's usually me. And they're like, Mo, what time? What time? And I'm like, shit, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. They're like, so half hour. And that's how it is here, but worse almost.
Yeah. People, it's the big easy for a reason.
Yeah. I notice when a show is like for real though, they'll be like, it starts at 7. Really? Like they emphasize like it sharp, It's funny that you have to say that, but that's cool though.
I've been to many shows where I show up and, there's like 2 hours and then you're like, fuck.
Like, damn.
Well, let's go bar hopping.
Yeah.
So we go bar hopping for 2 hours, then we come back. So it works out. That's why there's bars on every corner.
Right. Yeah. That is hard. Cause I don't drink. So it is like,
that's why you were hitting the soda water the other night.
Yeah. That's my drink. I mean, there is alcohol in that. It's bitters and soda water.
Yeah, but it's not much.
Yeah. Yeah. And people give me like sympathy. They're like, yeah, just have it, Cause they're like feeling bad that I don't drink. They think I'm like a recovered alcoholic.
Like why though? I don't get it. I don't drink alcohol very much. Like I'll have a shot every now and then.
Same, like a ceremonious shot.
Yeah. But for me, it's the THC seltzers. I love those now. Which
one? The Wobble?
No, I can't do caffeine and THC.
That one's, I had that last night just because I was trying to stay up and everything. And it was intense. Yeah, it's Frida's drink. It's wild.
Yeah. A lot of people like it, but I haven't tried Wobble yet. I tried the other THC drink that has caffeine in it. It's by the same brand, by Crescent 9.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they have another one that has THC in it. It's like the tropical version. I think it's what it is. But that was like the first one I ever drank. And I was like, why do I feel weird? Because like the combination just makes me feel super weird.
Yeah.
But then I tried Louis Louis. And oh my God, huge fan of Louis Louis. But Crescent 9 also, they have some without caffeine in them, and those are good. Right. Yeah. But it's just the ones with caffeine, man. I can't do and I commend people that can do it.
Yeah, it's like speedball, not good. You know? It can be good in the right circumstance, but like last night, it worked.
It worked last night for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I get weird whenever I drink the caffeine ones out in public. Yeah, I can handle the other ones, but not the caffeine ones. But no, they're definitely they've changed my life, man. Because I was up here all the time. I'll have a cocktail, I'll have a drink with everyone, but it's not good for you.
It's not.
No, it's poison.
It really is. And it does affect like your serotonin level. You know what I mean? Even the people like I just drink on the weekend, it's like, I always felt like shit for 2 days, 3 days almost,
Yeah.
But
No, it gives me bad hangovers too.
yeah, me too.
Which is another reason I like the THC beverages, because I don't get hangovers on them.
Right. Yeah. I always say I'm California sober. Yeah. Cause I do smoke weed. I love it, but it's just not to get like intoxicated though. It's like to just be,
What's funny about that is I actually had Callie Sober Mom on the podcast like 3 podcasts ago, maybe.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
That's cool.
she's really cool. She's one of the ones that's battling some of the legislation things that are happening in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get rid of some of those things.
Yeah, I bet with Landry.
Yeah. Yeah, I reached out to him. I had to reach out to him also. I don't normally talk to politicians, but I was like, this is something that I'm pretty passionate about.
Same, yeah.
Because they're trying to frame it in such a way where they're saying that it's bad for the kids, that the kids are coming out. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not. First of all, that's a non-valid argument because we already have alcohol. You're going to charge, it's 21 and up regardless.
Right.
But secondly, I've seen a lot of people that were going down the verge of alcoholism turn it around with the THC seltzers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because then you still feel like you're, doing something.
Well, it still gives you a little buzz. Yeah. But it's not it's not as bad for you. Like, there's probably some cancer that's going to arise from it eventually.
Right.
Like, just because everything we put out for some reason comes back with cancer. Yeah.
I know. I'm one of those people. I'm a ingredient weirdo. I know my audience, so I don't force it because I can be like my dad gets all irritated. So I'll be like, there's bioengineered in here. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My parents, they've, I bitch at them all the time about eating processed foods, yet they still do it.
I know. I'm
yeah.
like, I always say, I feel like the adult or the parent now, because I'm like, you have to train your palate. Vegetables are good,
Yeah. I mean, it's true though.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a huge garden. My husband and I, he's a teacher. So he has summers off and it's like nuts, the garden. It's a whole city lot backyard. And we did flowers this year. It was a vibe. But I try to cook like where I'm like, everything was from the garden except for maybe like butter or cheese or something, but yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool when people can do that. My parents have a big garden every year too.
There's nothing that's why I hate this time of year. Cause it's like the garden's gone. It's getting cold. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a whole community up there where I'm from. I'm from a very small town. So everyone usually does their own little garden and they all trade in between each other.
Yeah. That's the funnest thing. Because there's so many different varieties. We get like the heirloom stuff and all that. So, yeah. Yeah,
that's the way. That's the sustainable way, that the world should be.
Yeah,
but
barter. That's my jam.
But we have these fucking cities that we live in. It's like impossible to do those kinds of things.
You see more and more of the community gardens, so that's very hopeful.
Yeah, the place that I live, actually, there are several women that are, I guess you would call them old hippies.
Yeah.
And they're literally out in the gardens all day long, tending to them and growing things. And I think one year they had some kind of papaya trees there, all kind of stuff.
It's different down here. I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool when people do that kind of stuff. And the community gardens, you'll see them popping up all over New Orleans too.
Yeah.
Cool things.
It's important.
Yeah, I need to get someone involved in one of those on the podcast. I think they were trying to set one up here on the street somewhere. I think that empty lot down there.
Right.
But I don't know if it ever got off the ground. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
I know there's like some kind of standing water deal. They were telling me this the other night, where if you're in New Orleans, you can't have standing water because of the mosquitoes.
Yeah. That's a thing.
It's a thing. I didn't know it was even a thing. So I guess that's something they have to deal with, because if you're going to have a community garden, I would assume there would be, I guess you should have a running water, right? Like a fountain.
Something. You think? Something.
Yeah.
The raised beds I see a lot, probably, especially down here, almost like the graves. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should start doing with the dead bodies.
Right.
Yeah. Fertilizer. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah.
So are you leaving today or you leave tomorrow?
I leave Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be here a couple more days.
Yeah.
Nice. Hopefully you'll get a chance to meet Rocky or something, before you get out of town.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool meetup for you guys.
Cool. I think she followed me from her personal. I just saw that on there.
Yeah. I hit her up earlier about it and told her because I'll forget. Knowing my brain, as soon as I turn this way, I don't know what's going on in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
I make notes all the time in my phone, just randomly.
Well, I do that too, but that does nothing for me.
And they're like, what's that?
Yeah, I'll forget those. I'll do the thing where I screen capture something, and then like months later, I'm like, oh shit, that's what that was.
Yeah. I'm starting to be the age where they're like, Mo, I told you that already. And I'm like, oh shit. Because usually I'm like the sharpest, especially for a stoner. I'm like, I'll remember shit like, no, on this day and it's selective, I guess. But
yeah, I started utilizing the calendar feature in my phone.
Yeah. I still like paper calendar.
I like those too, but I'm so mobile now with where I go and where I'm at that I have to keep it on the digital.
Yeah, I do both.
Yeah, that's smart to do both. Have a backup.
Because then you actually write it and it gets like stored in your brain different.
Yeah.
I feel like.
That's what I do with some of my crazy ideas. I'll write them on paper first.
Yeah, because once you get it out there and see it, it's different.
Yeah. That's one way this podcast started too, because I got tired of writing my ideas and I was like, why don't I just talk about them? And bam, now someone's got to sit here and listen to me talk because they're locked in.
That's a good idea. I've been talking about doing something like that. Like my client and really good friend Aisha Raquel, she performed last night too.
Mm-hmm.
We're just silly. We're almost like Sax Kick Sav, but like our version. Just where I'm like the corny, but she's always like, you're something else. And I'm like, is that good or bad? And she's like, it's fucking good. And I'm like, good, because you never know what someone means by that. You're something else, could be both,
Well, I hope they mean I'm bad. That's what I hope. Yeah, people tell me that all the time. Where they're like, you're a dickhead. And I'm like, is that good or bad?
What? I don't see that.
Oh, well, you just don't know me yet.
Right. Oh.
No, I think everyone should start a podcast. Right. Because everyone has a voice. A lot of people when I tell them about the podcast, they're like, well, what am I going to say? It's like, I'm sure you have opinions on something.
Right. I think I said that. I'm like, what are you going to ask me?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. We'll sit down and we'll shoot the shit.
Yeah. That's better. It's more, again, organic,
Yeah. But it's therapeutic for me because like I said, I'll have these ideas throughout the week. And if I don't get them out, then they're just going to like boil up inside of me.
Right.
And I talk about them at the bar with people, but it's very different talking to a drunk person about an idea rather than sitting down with someone and actually going through, step by step an idea for an hour,
Right. Right.
Because drunk people,
yeah.
They're fun, but
I don't like it anymore. I feel bad. I probably have like a bitchy look on my face. I just can't. I'm so out of my element that late at night now. And that used to be my life, and it's just not anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm behind the scenes, I guess. More effective. Doing all the hustling and booking and sync license.
And that's a skill right there to itself. There's a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't mind it. It just comes natural to me.
That's what holds a lot of artists back, I would say.
Right.
Is not having that skill to actually run the business side of things.
Right. Yeah, because apparently I'm a natural.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That means you'll fit well with the artists that you're representing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're gonna do something where something's in the works, something like bigger show where it's like, Truth Universal. He'll probably come out and just like the whole generational thing again, just bringing it full circle. And
that would be cool to set up a podcast where you had 3 generations of people in the hip hop game and just let them kind of like talk about, their ideas of what it is. Let them spread their different wisdoms.
Right.
Because I know there's a couple of guys I know that are they're young, like 22, 23, but I've had them on the podcast before and dude, they're super wise.
Yeah.
But I don't think they understand the hip hop game yet.
Right.
Like they're like they want to write music and they want to rap and they have a couple of songs out, but they don't understand the game yet.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to get them with some legends. That way they could actually spread some wisdom.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm going through. And just like vendors, almost like just an interactive event. I know that like there's vendors everywhere, but specific ones. I usually just kind of like observe and then pick people, that would be the right vibe.
Like, what do you mean?
Like I went to Disco Warehouse. They had some people yesterday. It was just like I met 3 different vendors, and I'm awful. I cannot remember their names right now, but like one dude like made apparel, just like paints it on the stuff, and then this chick that just moved here from Brooklyn, she's never been here, and just she had a dream and moved here.
Whoa!
Without even visiting, I'm like, you're so cool, you know. And she does like these infused syrups and.
Dude, I got to get her on here. Do you know her information?
I have it. I'll send it to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That'd be dope.
And then we'll plug her. She's cool. Yeah. And it was a cool day, you know, and I just love that when it's like, you just stumble upon, that's how it is here. Just so you just got to go with it.
When there are pockets all over the city too. So like you were at all those different events yesterday, but then there was also so much going on. Or if you just went down to Jackson Square, the amount of artists you're going to meet down there.
Yeah.
I mean, people are everywhere, and they're all interesting ass people. They're people that like have a dream and like move to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So that's one of the cool things I like about this city is everyone you meet's got this like unique personality. Where I find that a lot of other places I go, it's like everyone fits in a box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's how I feel too.
Yeah, even like in New York, I feel like that's a very boxy city, just because you have to be a New Yorker to survive there.
Yeah.
Or
I've
like
never been to New York.
Oh my God, dude. I hate it.
Yeah. I always hear that Chicago is like a smaller, cooler, cleaner version. And when I hear that, I'm like, why would I go there? It's so expensive. And
I agree with that statement too.
Yeah. Chicago it's special, I feel like. And there's always been that connection to New Orleans. So just bringing that back hip hop wise, I think is part of the journey. To circle back to that question you asked earlier, like, what am I trying to do? I think I'm just going with it and whatever. Yeah. I just want these people that I've met here to blow up because they deserve to. And they're capable and more talented than anyone I've ever heard.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's only a matter of time too.
And they're special, like nice, genuine humans. Like I'm so honored to know them. I'm such a fan too. I'm a cheeseball like E.T. Doe. If you don't know, you have to. Like, yeah.
Dude, that's what I said. I'm so blessed to actually be friends with these people.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense. And I think once again, I take it for granted. Like I know how talented these people are, but I'm like, yeah, I'm around them all the time. They're my homies.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, yeah, these are my boys.
Yeah.
And then going to like their listening parties before they release albums. Like that's
so cool.
Yeah. You don't get experiences like that anywhere else. And that's why, I think that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in New Orleans.
Right. I probably would be if I didn't have my family.
But it's cool that you're actually like,
able.
Yeah, you're able to do these things and that you're enthusiastic about it.
Right. Probably too enthusiastic. I say New Orleans probably like 100 times a day in my daily life just because it's just like everything. I don't know. I
don't think it's possible to be too enthusiastic. I think I've had agents and managers before that were just like going through the motions.
Yeah.
Like it's not fun. Like you're not making it fun for me. You gotta want to do this. You gotta want to be involved in this, want to be in the middle of it.
Right. Right. And I've always been around music. My mom plays violin and I did too. And then I switched to percussion, just like auxiliary stuff and just love beats and yeah. Yeah.
Dang, you be making beats too?
No, I haven't, but I want like I do like organic, like just regular shit. But yeah, it's a dream. And I write a little bit too. So it's like it's cool. I'm like a creative manager where I always have like ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can, I don't care if you like them. I just want to say it, like you said, just to get it out there,
I'm telling you, those are the best kinds of managers and agents right there. They're the ones that actually want you to grow.
Yeah.
Like, not just want to profit off of you. You want to actually be involved in the process. That's cool.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it's a cool journey. I'm still in the very early stages.
Yeah. But it sounds like you got the right mindset and the right heart.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think it's going to go huge.
Right. That's what people keep saying. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever seen that cartoon Keeler? Way back in the day, it's like Warner Brothers. He's like that buzzard, and he's like all like, oh, like he's just like he just gets all shy, and his cheeks turn around. It's like what I feel like, and like
that's why you're good behind the scenes, so that you can you can hear the praise.
Like this is out of my comfort zone, but it went really well.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you came in. We actually had a cancellation last minute, which is okay, but she stepped in and. Dude, I think you've been doing great.
Right, thank you.
Yeah. I want you to stay in touch with me and let's do a recap of things the next time you come in town.
Cool.
Yeah. And
for
any
sure.
artists you want to send my way, send them my way and we'll do a podcast together.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, Mo B, thank you for coming
Yes.
on today, baby.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.